Alright, I'm going to show you guys real quick what's going on. So, server side, and where's server side? Server side and client side. Okay, so right now, our problem with this particular package is on server side. If I go and I grab an object, and I connect it, you can see it on both. If I go to move it, you can see the server hand moving it around. So this is all editor provided stuff, so it does its job. So if I drop it, the physics has to solve for where it's at. And on the client side, it kind of goes nuts. So let's try and drop it again. Different spot. So you can see the physics is kind of going wonky on the client side. So let's go over to the client side. Watch what happens when the client tries to change it. Notice the green cube is missing. It's actually underneath, or it's inside. It's weird. So if we grab this guy, try and put it on top. Oh, it worked for the first time. Okay, well, it's not replicating to server side. So let's try and grab the green cube and move everything. Notice on server side, it's not being replicated. So it's not quite working. Now, the client has placed the cube down away from the playmat. Let's go back to server side. Sorry, the windows are not exactly in the same place. Notice server side still thinks they're over here. So it's not replicating. But watch what happens when I grab it. Dunk. Whee! Let's do it again. Dunk. Whee! You can see the server knows it's here. But yeah, it's not exactly doing its job. Let's try and disconnect this object and set it down. Okay, so the disconnect works fine. The connect works fine from server side. The placement kind of works fine. It has a problem. It kind of like forgets where it's doing it. All right, let's go to the client real quick. Okay, on client side, let's try and connect them. Let's see what happens. Okay, so client looks fine. No issues. Come on. Okay, let's go back to server. Notice it's not near the text where it should be over here. It's over here, and you can see the hand hovering over where it thinks it is on the server side. So server is still having authority on where the cube is. Weird. Green looks like it did replicate. You can see what's happening. It's meshing into itself. So there's some errors. I've tried adjusting it. It's not working. So I'm working with the dev and seeing if they're willing to support it or not. We'll find out. If not, we'll continue on in single player for now. I'm sure it replicates that. Yeah, so there's some weird oddities. It's not great. It's not terrible. Now wait a minute. I didn't enable physics on that one. Let's see what happens if I go back to it. Okay. Oh. What? How weird is that? It's about to get really bad. Yeah, so that's our problem. We're working on it.